Hello, everyone. A very good day to our viewers. Massa University Facebook page, Massa University Faculty of Dentistry Facebook page, and Massa University YouTube channel. A very good day. Now it's the afternoon in Malaysia time. I would like to introduce Associate Prof. Dr. Kumar, Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Dentistry, Massa University, to introduce our guest speaker for today. Hi, how are you, sir?
Thank you. Good morning, Dr. Mon. Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, viewers. Good morning to everyone. So now for today's webinar, we have a special speaker from India who is a specialist in dietetics and nutrition. Her name is Mrs. Yamini Prakash. She's a certified nutritional genomics consultant and diabetic educator. She is a life member of Indian Dietetic Association and Nutritional Society of India, member of All India Association for Advanced Researching in Obesity, and executive committee member for Indian Association for Parenteral and Enteral Nutrition. Ms. Amini Prakash has 23 years of experience as a clinical dietitian and conducted several community programs for schools, colleges, corporates, and media. Currently, she's teaching at Kaveri Allied Health Sciences, associated with and affiliated with Dr. MGR Medical University, Tamil Nadu, and she is a resource person for KWay, which is a Kaverian magazine. Welcome, Ms. Yamini. We are proud to have you with
Hi.
you.
Good morning, ma'am.
I think your audio is muted, Yamini.
Yeah, now yes. I'm audible.
Yes, now you can share your screen. Now the screen is yours. Dear viewers, if you have any queries, you can post your comments there. You can type your comments. The questions will be taken at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Padmanabhan, and thank you, Mahasa, for the opportunity, and hope this session will be useful. And apart from the medical fraternities, some of the laymen also I would have joined from other disciplines. So I'll just keep it low. Not much of medical terminologies will be used in this forum. So before I start with, this is my first slide in every presentation because we have evolved this much. Okay, so when it comes to that of the diet, I would say diet is not it is not decided by a single meal plan. It is a complete beautiful journey. So the exact definition for diet, I would say, is daily intake of essential things, the quantitative and the qualitative eating. When we start with a human life, it starts with a bottle, that is a feeding bottle, and it ends with an IV bottle. In between, we come across so many bottles, but never mind. But still, what I would suggest is eating quantitative and qualitative is the base of your life. Okay, so I would not pinpoint any particular nutrient as a miracle nutrient, or nobody can become a superman or superwoman in a overnight. It is a quantitative and a qualitative eating, whether you follow a pyramid method, plate method, or any method. Perseverance is very, very important. So good health, looking into a good health, all these factors governs the good health: the lifestyle which you lead, the physical activity, the regular health checkups, and awareness about what is happening to your body and how to manage stress. That is very, very important. That we would have very much come across during this pandemic period. Of course, financial stress, emotional stress, everything matters much, but along with that, gut stress is also very important. Okay, whatever happens to your body, it reflects on your gut. So gut stress is very important. So here I would have added upon two terminologies: the healthy diet and the optimum nutrition. These two terminologies might look similar for everybody, but still what I want to make you to be very clear with the terminology is that healthy diet means the essential components in your diet, the macro and the micronutrients. Macro and micronutrients, I just want to decode it: the carbs, the protein, the fat, and the vitamin, the fat soluble, water soluble, and all the trace elements and all those stuff. But still, the quantitative and the qualitative eating is important, whether you belong to an Eastern countries or the Western countries, depending upon their culture, their religious, this thing, their socio-economic status, eating healthy is very, very important. Then next comes the optimum nutrition. Optimum nutrition means it is a tailor-made nutrition. So you have to, it is not the dress size or whatever, it is not the same for everybody, and the requirement is also not the same for everybody. So optimum nutrition means eating quantitatively and qualitatively. You should not overdo it and you should not underdo it also. Then only you'll be, I mean, you will have a healthy life, because the doctor's role is to prescribe the diet, but when it comes to the nutrition, their role is to decode the diet or convert the diet prescription into a sample menu. So the MDs, the doctors and the nutrition and nutritionist and the dietitians, the NDs, they both play a major role. Even malnutrition doesn't mean the undernourishment, even the overnourishment also I'm going to address here. So optimum nutrition is very, very important for any of these things. So there are several diets available in the market. So when you come, because low carb diet, Atkins diet, blood group diet, keto diet, paleo diet, so many things are available in the market. So people get confused. Even the vegan diet is trending nowadays. So really they get confused how to go about. So I just want to decode just the basic guide principles of all the diets available in the market. Firstly, I mean, who are the clients? Because why they undergo the particular eating regimen, or they follow a particular type of diet just to have a weight management or weight loss, to manage the non-communicable diseases, to reduce the cardiovascular complications, and even to overcome the psychological and the physiological anorexias, and at the end to maintain the gut dysbiosis, to decode the gut dysbiosis. And also I have already addressed about the underlined about the non-communicable diseases. So prevention against cancer is also must. So when we focus on all these areas only, we talk about eating right. Okay, so eating right alone is not important. Eating smart is also a very important phrase which have to be kept in the mind. So how does a vegan or a vegetarian diet works? See, the jury is still on whether the vegan diet is balanced or unbalanced, whether we eat quantitatively and qualitatively. It's becoming a difficult, very difficult for the common public to follow the vegan diet, because when it comes to that of the socioeconomic status, or it becomes boring. Sustainability matters much. So and some of them they land up in micronutrient deficiency also if they follow prolonged vegan diet. But study shows the beneficial aspects of the vegan diet, like it reduces the inflammatory markers because of the phytochemicals, the micronutrients, and but we have to be more worried about the short chain fatty acids. And when it comes to that of the genetics, we know more than 3,000 genes are involved in maintaining the tuning on and off of the non-communicable diseases, and taking care of your obesity and all those stuff. So almost 500 genes cause the disease. And when you are eating right, balanced, following of the vegan and the vegetarian diet, the epigenetic changes happens at the genetic level. We consider genetic changes as a non-modifiable factor, but you work upon it correctly, you can definitely overcome it. Several studies also supports this. And also at the same time, we have to think about the metabolites, that because the maintaining the gut stress is very, very important. And prolonged plant-based diet versus macronutrient, it should be matched very well, so that even the non-communicable diseases, especially the pre-diabetes and the type 2 diabetes and the obesity population, can be addressed if they follow a vegan diet in a balanced way. So what are the merits and demerits of that vegan diet? Because there is something called dietary age. Okay, so dietary age means like the more you get, the more cooking methods are involved, the more processing is involved. So automatically the age of the dietary components becomes too high. Lower the age, it is more beneficial, and it keeps the bioinflammatory markers also under good control. So we have to think upon the plus and the minus, the merits and the demerits when looking, because it has to be planned very well. Okay, because I see several clients in my OP where they follow a vegan diet for a prolonged period. Sustainability becomes a very big question mark for them, and they land up in micronutrient deficiencies, which we call as an hidden hunger. So of course, it is dense in carbs, it is dense in omega-6 fatty acids, it can be a dietary for adequate supply of dietary fiber, carotenoids, folic acid, vitamin C, E, and magnesium. But do we concentrate on protein, omega-3 fats, calcium, vitamin B12, vitamin D, iodine, zinc, and iron? This becomes a question mark. So it has to be balanced well. That is very, very important. So and the next one is, generally most of the common public, they use a ketogenic diet. Of course, how do ketogenic diet help you? What is the difference between a normal diet and the keto diet? Normal diet, where carbs becomes your base, all the cereals and pulses. Next comes the protein. Carbs constitutes about 55 to 60% for the Asian population I'm talking about, and protein comes to 15 to 20%. Protein is a very, very versatile component, nutrient. Majority of the Asian population, we don't give, if you are a vegetarian, we don't give that much importance to the protein. We know protein as a base for all your hormones, your enzymes, and so on. And of course, fat becomes 20 to 25%. This is the normal constituent, distribution of the macronutrients for the normal diet. Of course, micronutrients is also available. When it comes to that of the ketogenic diet, the fat becomes the base. Almost 80 to 90% of your diet is accompanied by the fat, but what type of fat, that matters. Next comes the protein, and then comes the carbohydrate. So only 5 to 10% we give importance to the ketogenic diet in your plate. But how do this ketogenic diet help? See, there are several types of ketogenic diets available, because nowadays it has become a trend to follow the ketogenic diet. So I've just focusing so much on this ketogenic diet because several populations are following it for a lot of beneficial aspects are there. So this is a classic ketogenic diet where fat becomes the base. Majority we focus on the polyunsaturated fatty acids. It is like CKD, classic ketogenic diet. 90% of your diet consists of fat, and that is called as 4:1 diet. Okay, and next is a modified Atkins diet, where you have it as a partially modified ketogenic diet. Here we give a bit importance to the protein also. Next is MCT, medium chain triglycerides diet, MCT-KD, because being in majority of them are Malaysian population, where you use lot of coconuts in your cooking. The simple example for the MCT is cooking coconut. Okay, cooking all the dishes in the coconut oil, using lot of coconut to your gravies and all those stuff. It is a simple MCT rich ketogenic diet. And next is low glycemic index ketogenic diet, where you give much importance to your fat and the protein. Very minimal amount of carbohydrate will be used, but there will be lot of omission of lot of vegetables in your diet. No green leafy vegetable, no starchy vegetables, nothing. Of course, that is also being a question mark, because whether you'll be able to meet all the micronutrients. And next is highly polysaturated fatty acids ketogenic, where you eat large and lump sum amounts of red meat cooked in refined oil and all those stuff. But still, whether when you look into the healthy concept, it is going to be a big doubtful to follow this ketogenic, because eating outside is becoming a culture nowadays. So eat smart is very, very important. So how do this ketogenic diet work? Generally, we recommend this ketogenic diet for the epileptic population under 18 years old, because it's definitely exact science behind this is still under a question mark. Researches is being going on, but still it does wonders. But they might develop a ketogenic fever, so you have to go through all these parameters. Next level, if you prescribe, follow the ketogenic diet under a proper registered dietitian, definitely it works for the pediatric population. The next is weight loss, of course, and PCOS can be addressed by the ketogenic diet. It does wonders. Even the type 2 DM persons with diabetes mellitus, if they follow a ketogenic diet, and if they go with an intermittent fasting, definitely their A1C levels is being reduced, the triglycerides levels comes down. But at the same time, you have it, sustainability becomes a big question mark. Even the cancer, the autism spectrum disorder, in this autism spectrum disorder, still the researches are going on, and other neurological disorder patients, persons with other neurological disorders also, these we recommend ketogenic diet. But it does some wonders in for the epileptic patients and the cancer patients. So what is a very perfect therapeutic ketogenic diet and a fade ketogenic diet? It is used for the epilepsy conditions and for the neurological disorders. Definitely it shows some good results for the patients, and also in the addressing the obesity, PCOS, type 2 DM and cancer. But for some fade diet, so it is used only for the weight loss programs, where you can see some people eating the gym, they just take 8 to 10 legs with lot of butter only for the breakfast, and they eat just half a kg of a one whole chicken breast, thinking that they're going in a right way. If that is so, definitely there'll be a metabolic shock to their liver. And if you're for choosing ketogenic diet, you have to you have to get a qualified dietitian's opinion regarding this, because a lot of quacks is being available in the market. And evidence based, it is evidence based. I always recommend two areas. EBM, evidence based medicine, is very, very important for following any diet pattern. And some people know, they do a short certification courses, and even the gym trainers are nowadays becoming dietitians. Okay, they just recommend just go for a fat alone, leave away the carbs itself, leave away the complete other micronutrients, just they focus only on the protein part and the fat part. Even that is going to be a wrong way. So in the proper therapeutic ketogenic, there is no effect. But here, when you follow a fat ketogenic diet, definitely there is a lot of side effects. So monitoring of ketones becomes very, very important. We start monitoring the ketone levels after for first week. First, generally, we put them on 3 to 4 days of clear liquids, a detoxification phase where the ketogenic activity is enhanced, and then we monitor the keto levels. Then we slowly recommend them with all the foodstuffs. So monitoring the blood parameters becomes a must. But whereas when they follow a fat keto diet, no protocols for all these things. So next diet, which is generally commonly followed among the population, is the DASH diet. That is dietary approaches to stop hypertension. This has done wonders. Any person with a non-communicable disease or a normal human being can focus on this, because as I told earlier, dining out is becoming a culture. Okay, so eating smart when you are eating out becomes a important phrase in your calendar. So what are the areas you have to emphasize? The fruits and vegetables has to accommodate your plate, the whole grains has to accommodate your plate, and healthy proteins in the form of seafoods, legumes, nuts, low fat dairy products. You have to give space to all these foodstuffs. Let me put it in a simple way. Eat a rainbow colored diet. Add color to your plate. Not only to your life, you should add color to your plate also. And what are the things to be minimized? All the added sugar, the ultra processed food. Previously, we were using a terminology called processed food, but now we are going a step ahead, because nowadays the population, by a mere flick of a button, we are getting everything, all the foodstuffs to your house. So the choices, we have random choices. In midnights also, we have all the food takeaways, and also it is becoming a culture to eat more and more and more. So we are becoming a carbonated population to eat lot of carbs and lot of ultra processed food. So you have to minimize it, and the processed stuff has to be completely avoided, and also adding lot of tropic sauces to your dishes. So to make it very simple, when I if I am being asked to decode the minimize part, I would say apple a day keeps the doctor away. But if the doctor is smart, keep the apple away. But a nutritionist is if street smart, she knows, she will make you understand how to handle both the apple and the doctor. So adjust energy intake to achieve maintain healthy body weight. That should be your focus, keeping away from your non-communicable diseases. So you can, if you're partying also, just follow the guidelines, whichever may, whatever may be the spread over there, just follow the guidelines. That is very, very important. If you follow the guidelines, stop eating the crap, that is crap, the carbonated beverages, the refined sugars, the ultra processed food, artificial colors, and the ultra processed food, the crap. Automatically this dash diet works for the common public and even for any non-communicable diseases also. So the food patterns generally available, the low fat, already I've told you, a healthy alternative to improve your quality of life. But low carbohydrate, generally we prescribe 55 to 60 percentage of carbohydrate is limited for the Asian population, not less than 220 grams per day. But still, when we are working on to bring down some parameters, certain parameters, like bring down your TGA levels, improve your HDL level, good quality, high density lipoproteins and all, and you're looking for a weight reduction, we recommend 30 to 40 percentage of carbohydrate, calories from the carbohydrate, that too complex carbohydrate. That is very, very important. And the next one is the Mediterranean diet, healthy alternative. It is a balanced diet which includes all the foodstuffs, the quantitative and the qualitative eating. And dash diet, as I've already discussed you clearly, it is a very good for a LSM, lifestyle modification. When you're looking for to manage your non-communicable diseases, this does wonders. And what is a balanced diet? See, why should we focus on the macronutrients? That is very, very important, because eliminating certain foodstuffs alone is not going to be beneficial. So because macros does lot of wonders to your body, your body runs only on the macros. So carbs is very, very important, but what type of carbs, that is important. So go for a complex carbohydrate, cut down all the simple sugars, the ultra processed food, the too much of tinned foods and all those stuff. So that will help you out. Carbs is a base of source of your this thing. If you stop taking a adequate amount of carbs, automatically protein becomes the main source of energy. So protein sparing effect happens. So when you are treating for, especially CA patients, cancer patients with head and neck cancers and all those stuff, they get operated, they'll be in Riles tube for a prolonged period. You can't just thinking that carbohydrate has to be minimized, you can't cut down all the carbohydrate can be given in the form of simple sugar, no, in the form of complex sugars. So there won't be any muscle wasting, so that improves the quality of the life. Even once you get you do a lot of surgeries, the dentistry department, when you deal with the head and neck cancers, what happens, where after your surgery, if they are planned for a radiation therapy or a chemotherapy, you should not deprive them from the carbohydrate. So proper protocol of feeding, whether in the form of oral or NG tubes, any special enteral feedings has to be planned. Carbs is a must. For at least minimum of 55% of carbohydrate should be fed through formula feeds. Of course, the micronutrients, all these vegetables and all those stuff gives you micronutrients. You can focus on that. When you talk about complex carbohydrate, I just want to focus one more thing, that I will be dealing with the gut dysbiosis, that is called as lente carbs, which is very much available in the foodstuffs like legumes, pulses, which adds value to your plate. That is very important to control your weight gain, your A1C levels, your TGA levels, and etc. So set your gut. That is very, very important, because maintaining gut stress is Very, very important, because we generally get stuck up to the easternization and the westernization. Don't give much opportunity to the opportunistic bacteria. Add color to your bed so that the gut dysbiosis, a symbiosis is maintained. You all you we very well know, if you give space to the beneficial bacteria, automatically rest will be taken care of by them. So maintaining the gut stress is very, very important, because each and every organ share a love story, special love story. When it comes to that of the gut rules everything. So gut stress is very, very important. We very well know during this pandemic period what happened. Lot of cytokine storming happened if they are landed up in leaky gut. So maintaining the gut stress is very important. Don't stuck up between the easternization and the westernization. Don't go for too much of processed food. Of course, to bring down your inflammatory markers, to keep it under bay, you should have an individualized eating pattern. That is very important. The modifiable factor, genetic factor also can be governed through proper eating and lifestyle modifications. So epigenetics plays a major role in it. So the non see individual factors like the age, gender, sex, all comes under non modifiable factors, but non modifiable factors like the uh, exercise, proper exercise, proper eating pattern, and working on lot of all these things can overcome the non-communicable diseases. You need a tailor-made dietary intervention when it comes to that of managing all these eating patterns. Okay, so classification of the functional foods. There are different types of functional foods called the fortified foods, conventional foods, designer foods, enhanced foods, and enriched foods. Lots and lots is available in the market. Fortified food is nothing but enhancing the foodstuffs with the additional nutrients which is already present. Conventional is without changing the texture or the natural the ingredients. You just add upon or you just alter it, but the nutrient quality will be the same. Designer food is just modifying the texture of it, and enhanced is when it is not available, you're just adding upon. So enriched food is also similar to that. And types of functional food, the prebiotic, the prebiotic is present in all the foodstuffs which you eat. Even a simple curd, a dal and a rice combination adding with lot of vegetables and all will works on the probiotics and the prebiotics. So I was talking about the lente carbs. If you consume lot of fruits and vegetables along with yogurts, seasonal fruits, that goes to your colon, and lot of short chain fatty acids will be developed, that in fact improves your gut stress. So the bioavailability of the other nutrients will be enhanced more. Automatically that will be taken care. If you all land up in any non-communicable diseases, when you are on a special eating pattern, these prebiotics and probiotics will take care of your gut stress. Automatically that will improve your system. And functional and cereal millets, of course this is an year of international, this is an year of millets. We are focusing so much on millets. So you can eat millet, which is nutrient wise, it is very dense, pesticides free and all those stuff. But cooking methods matters much. You have to soak it, ferment it minimum of 4 hours and maximum of 8 hours. And if you are a hypothyroid person, please do avoid millets or minimize the millet or improvise it through the cooking methods, because it is goitrogenic in nature. But you can soak it and have it, and you can reduce the frequencies. Of course, the functional drinks, some of the herbal drinks which doesn't create problem, you can have it, but all the beverages you have to be very much focused. And functional meats, which has got functional foods like meats and eggs which add fiber enriched with PFAS is also available. The tinned foods I'm talking about. So you focus. Label reading is a must for any population of that matter. You look for the manufacturing date, you look for the rates and all, but label reading about the nutritional facts is very, very important. Because anything called as a diet, I don't want to brand it with the name diet this, diet that. They'll come along with the foodstuffs, right? Diet. So diet, any proprietary drink or any beverages, what happens is, they add upon lot of substances, which when it goes and get metabolized, it gets converted into formaldehyde, we are not specimens to be preserved. Okay, so you have to be very, very much focused on all these tinned foods and ultra processed food. So this is much to do with the medicos, but I'll just give a short this thing. What will happen if you eat, mechanism of the action of these functional foods? It removes the oxidative stress, and it increasing the activity of the detoxifying enzymes, affecting the cell differentiation, and it affects the DNA methylation. So it is a genetic level changes taking place. So you have to be very careful and choosy in your foodstuffs. So immune system, what type of immune system you will whenever you go for every human being is born with an immune, it has to be activated. It should be time need of when it comes to that the need, it should be very, very alert. At the same time, you should not overdo it, because a lot of the people we overdid it during the time of pandemic. So your immune system should act when there is a need. So you have to, for that, when it is to make it very active, you have to maintain it throughout the life, not just when some pandemic breaks up. You have to improvise your immune system right from the cradle. You have to improvise your immune system. So nutrition takes the center stage. So the role of nutrition in the immune function is it gets activated, and the demand is more. So when the demand is more, you need an optimum nutrition that only can support the immune system, and it can fight against the diseases. So to make your soldiers always alert, optimum nutrition right from the cradle is very, very important, because compromised and poor nutrition will definitely affect your health. And even not only the undernutrition, even the overnutrition also plays so mental health is very important. Maintaining your nutrition status right from the cradle is very important. You have a lot of food sources is available, but food security is very important. Make street smart choices. Eating right is very important, and it also should fit your pocket. Socioeconomic status also should be kept in mind. The person who had added yes to the fast food, yes, FAST, yes to the fast food, is a marketing genius. So you have to be very careful, because more than the disease, the malnutrition kills anybody. So you have to be very careful. More than the disease, the malnutrition kills the person. So you should not lose your muscle mass. Preserve your lean body mass. Keep your bioinflammatory markers under check, and maintaining an ideal body weight is very, very important to fight against any diseases. At the same time, to maintain your good health, the complete nutrition should have the proteins, which is the building blocks for the muscle building, growth, repair, and tissue. The food sources, all the non-vegetarian items, the pulses, the legumes, and all are rich in protein. All our hormones, enzymes, and all is made out of proteins. And vitamins and minerals, of course, they act as a catalyst. They are the important they contribute much to your system. And carbs, of course, it is the basic fuel to your body. Don't omit carbohydrate at any cost. And fat is also very much required. It is very, very protective. Go for good fat, not for bad fat. So a complete nutrition will be always focused to fill your plate with the quantitative and qualitative stuffs, and pay more attention to your protein, calcium, and vitamin D. Of course, vitamin D is very, very important. 80% of your sources will be from the sun only. Only 20% is from your foodstuffs. But once if you are vitamin D deficient, you have to top it up with the supplement. Then you can do proper exercises, and some of the foodstuffs like prawns, crustacean families, crab, and legumes, pulses, and all are rich in calcium, which intake will take care of your vitamin D stuffs. And a complete nutrition is the right proportion of all the carbs, protein, and fat, all the fat soluble and the vitamin soluble vitamins. To keep it very simple, the macro and the micro at a complete proportion. So gut dysbiosis, I've discussed already. Maintaining your gut is very, very important. Don't give opportunity to the opportunistic bacteria. Maintain the gut symbiosis, the beneficial bacteria that can be achieved only through taking a proper fruits and vegetables, because that only produces it. And of course, some of them will be, you can get it from the carbs and legumes available. So focus on that also, but go seasonal, go local. So you all would have heard about the Rajamouli Garu's movie RRR. But in my terms, I would say balanced diet, the macro and the micronutrient rich diet is a functional diet. It is the RRR diet, the regeneration, the rigor, the relief from the diseases. So if you are 40, 39.5 is your actual age, 0.5 is for the shipping and handling. So instead of cultivating disease, instead of treating diseases, you cultivate health. That is very important. It is in your hands to create the future. And if at all you fall in sick, what happens is that time also nutrition plays a major role. You have to the basic new substract should not be disturbed. So the quantitative and the qualitative eating is very, very much very, very important. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Any questions? I have given much time for the questionnaire session, because more than when it comes to that of the nutrition talk, more than the monologue, dialogue matters much. Please recommend a diet for vegetarians to reduce cholesterol and increase HDL. See, for vegetarians, I would like to focus on, like, see, cholesterol. There are so many parameters to be governed: the exogenous and the endogenous. When it comes to the exogenous, you have to get focused on your eating pattern. Like, you have to give much importance to your PUFA, that is polyunsaturated fatty acids. Eating nuts, pulses and legumes will improve your HDL level and exercise pattern. You do your stretches properly, automatically your HDL level will improve, automatically your cholesterol levels will come down. But you reduce your trans fat consumption, that is eating pastries, puddings and lot of this ultra processed food will automatically bring your cholesterol levels. Paneer, tofu also can be taken. Pistas will improve your HDL levels. What is your comment on the genome food interference, including nutrogenics and nutrogenomics, a personalized approach to the nutrition? Yes, definitely, sir, because food and nutrient interaction, food and nutrient interaction and nutrient drug interaction plays a major role in it. Because, for example, when it comes to that of the maternal nutrition itself, we talk a lot about the MTHFR genes and all. So the folate, which is being we do extra folate supplementation for the maternal population, when there is some deficiency going on. But at the same time, it cannot be compensated through the diet pattern also. So the genome and food interference plays a major role. You need a precision nutrition, that is personalized approach is very, very important, based on their gut symbiosis.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Yamini, for a very elaborate and detailed and descriptive lecture. I hope the viewers have gained some knowledge and will be following it. And there are some few more queries, Yamini. You said you said about the crap. Very good. What is it? Colored, refined, artificial, processed food, and all right. But the present younger generation, the kids, they are more fantasized by the colored foods, processed foods, artificial sweeteners in added foods, all these things. How to motivate or how to educate them about the right diet, or what is the right diet to give them, especially the kids, the younger children, the younger generation?
Yeah, see, first thing what I would suggest is, where do you think that the bribing starts?
Of course, it starts from the family, it starts from the house,
No,
actually.
yeah, we tell them, if you eat this, I will give you this. If you eat this, I will take you there and all. So first thing, you have to educate them. And next thing, when it comes to that of the color, it need not be an artificial color alone, because food safety and security is very, very important. These the foodstuffs which you prepare can be enhanced with natural colors itself. Like, for example, you can do a proper garnishing with the celery leaves available in the market, and even a proper organos can be prepared at home itself. Even a small, see, mayonnaise and all those stuff, you can just do a bit of butter, unsalted butter, with that itself you can give a topping up. Okay, so you have to think ahead and spend some time so that these things can be overcome. So crab means carbonated beverages. I'm taking asking you to avoid all the carbonated beverages. Instead of that, you can prepare a lime soda with a coriander leaf in it, and just squeeze some what to say, that some chia seeds you can put in it. You can make it more colorful. Okay, so it is you as a parent, it is the responsibilities lies in your hands to
Nice
make them
more.
understand. So garnishing is very important, topping
Okay,
up is very important. Make
understand.
smart choices.
Okay, there is one more question from Professor Ford Alberti. Thank you so much. Did you recommend to take olive and coconut oils?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Olive oil and coconut oil. Olives are very, very good. It is an omega 3 and omega 6 fatty acids. But the problem with olive oil is it doesn't support cooking, because its smoking point is very, very limited. So you can't cook it on a high flame. That is very, very important. But topping up with the Russian salads or with any form of uncooked foods, it's very good for your health. It's very good for your cardiac health. Okay, coconut oil seasoning and all is okay. It is a saturated fat, of course, but use nowadays American Dietetic Association and even the Indian Dietetic Association says that if you are a non-vegetarian eater, also 7 to 10% of your fat content can be come from saturated fat. Of course, there is an allowance for coconut oil, but too much of coconut, that gravies, no, you just boil it and you prepare gravies, no, that is has to be avoided. Just taking desiccated coconut or putting it on the some of the this thing grated coconuts using, that is okay for you. It is very good for your health also. But 7% of your fat intake can come from coconut.
Okay,
Certain food
yeah,
affect the
there's one more question from Tan Sky. Certain food may affect the absorption of certain nutrients. When we have more varieties of food at one time, do you think this may happen?
Yeah, definitely, sir. One thing I want to first thing which the population does is after a heavy meal, they drink a coffee or tea. Okay, so first thing that hinders the absorption of the caffeine hinders the absorption of the protein in the body. So first thing that hinders the absorption of the protein in the body. So first thing that hinders the absorption of the protein in the body is the caffeine.
Network class.
اسكت لولو.
Dr. Mon,
The absorption of the, let's say, the calcium and the micronutrient. Some medications like vitamin K restrictions has to be there. If you're on put on some anti thinners, blood thinners and all, you have to avoid the vitamin K restricted food, like rich foods like greens. Some of the herbal medicines has to be avoided. So this hinders the absorption. You have to be very careful with that. And even if you are on certain like what to say, this cancer medications also, you have to avoid the grapefruit and all those stuff. It is in the avoidance list. It's better to avoid it.
okay. Uh, One more question, Mrs. Yamini. Uh, some patients have lots of bleeding gums and cavities and all, right? So, would you specifically specify any particular diet for those patients, for those type of population?
So then you means to say that they have a difficult in swallowing
Yeah,
difficulties, or
they
they
have
won't be able to eat normal food.
they have some deficiency, right? Deficiencies. For example, the kids now, they have lots of cavities. It's mainly because
Yes.
of vitamin D deficiency. They don't go and play in the sunlight. They all play with the mobile phones or apps, everything, right? So, is there any alternative supplements can be recommended in the food, in the form of food for them? I think there's a problem with the connection. Connectivity is lost. The speaker.
I think a problem with connection, Madam Yamini.
Yeah, I think there's some problem. Okay.
The deficiency can be taken out. Their gut
Deficiency.
microbiota will be improved.
Okay.
And even the bananas, the yellow ones are there, right? It is rich in amino acids, conditionally essential amino acids, which can be supplied only through the diet. These things can be taken care by, this is a good, excellent foodstuffs, which will be generally recommended by dietetic fraternities to the population to overcome the deficiency disorders. So they have to keep their gut under bay. So all these things we recommend generally.
Okay. Thank you so much. Any other questions, Dr. Man?
No, sir. I think Madam answer all the questions that was asked by our viewers, Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
No more
So I
questions.
think it's time for us to end the webinar. On behalf of our Dean and faculty and Masai University, I take this opportunity to thank our guest speaker of the day, Mrs. Yamini Prakash, for sparing her wonderful, precious time and giving a wonderful lecture for us. Thank you so much, Yamini. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and knowledge shared with us. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Dr. Padmanabhan, and the rest of us. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ma.
Thank you, Madam, for your contribution to
Viewers.
our webinars. Thank you so much.
So the viewers,
We'll end up the session today. I just want to give an announcement about our new webinar. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Kumar, Associate Prof. Dr. Kumar, for moderating the session. Thank you so much.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you.
Our new webinar will be on 18th of January. Will be about orthodontics, the clear aligners and orthodontics. Our guest speaker will be Professor Sam Paul from India, from Kerala, India. So please stay tuned and you're welcome to attend our next webinar on January 18. I will end up the webinar for today. Thank you so much for your kind viewing, and see you on next month for our new webinar. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.